Hi, I'm Elke, and today's question is if these peace pipes existed among Native Americans. Fiction or truth? I brought you this picture again from this guy, Catlin. You have seen this, and he has a pipe in his hand. So, pipes existed. But these pipes were like this, and they had a head made of catlinite. It's a stone that's found in Minnesota, and the first guy who described this stone was Catlin. That's where the name from the mining areas coming from. And he describes also that in this region where these stones were found, and where the Native Americans digged for them and broke them up, that in this area the tribes, even if they were enemies, they did not do anything. They did not struggle with each other. If somebody was breaking up some stone for his pipe. So it was a war-free zone. Then you have this stem. Here, this stem is carved with some animals. It's a reproduction from an old pipe in a museum. And you maybe wonder how this bowl is drilled. You see here, and it's drilled also here. And normally, if these heads are taken off or stored, not put when the pipes are not put together, here you see it's drilled too, here and here. So, and maybe you wonder how this was made, because they were stems, puzzle stems that were had holes inside. And not just in the middle and at the sides and so on. And a lot of white people wondered how this would work, how the Native Americans made it. It's very simple. It was a block of wood that was split in half, and then it was carved and made and finished. And later on, it was glued together, so you had the hole inside, and the hole could make zigga-zagga, zigga-zagga. As I said, this is a more or less simple stem, and for the old pre-reservation time, and these large pipes were used by men, and it was not just for smoking; it was for giving some smudge, some this smokes to the four direction. It was a way of praying, not just because it tastes good, because it was for praying. And when Native Americans in the old time met with white people and they did some contracts, then it was fashioned that among the Native Americans, they did not sign the contracts, but they smoked together with these pipes, and everybody has to put this smoke in the four directions. And then the contract was signed for them. So it's a different way to simply to handle a conflict, something like this. And yeah, as I said, these are men's pipes, and they can also look different. It's not just, this is a tea bowl, called a tea bowl because it's like tea, and there are other designs, also historic. They are really crazy designs and pipes. But I have two for you here. I have two for you here, and One is this one. It's also a tea bowl, and some people say that these four cut-ins are like the four directions. You can see it like this, or you don't have to. Yeah, and you see this colorful leather and beadwork. This is a pipe that is made approximately 1960 to 1980. You see it on this is not traditional, on these leather fringes and these colorful beadwork. This is something very new. So then I have another pipe here that's very interesting, because this bowl where the tobacco comes in is held by a claw, a cut out claw from an eagle. But in the old time, there were a lot of crazy designs in pipe heads, like a bear and a human being and so on. It was really, really fascinating, because there are many designs. Also, there were also pipe heads with lead inlays and designs on them. Then there, in the more northern, these Catalytic pipes were mostly used by the Sioux-speaking communities like Lakota, Dakota, and from the Cheyenne, for example. And in the more northern regions, there's a black stone, that's steatit, that's it's like a soapstone, similar, that is used by the more northern tribes. Yeah, and they have also other designs of pipe heads that are very, very common for the Blackfoot people. But maybe I will do another video on this. And then I have got another pipe for you. And as I said, all these other pipes were men's pipes. This is a woman's pipe. It's smaller, much more smaller. And these had also, different to the men's pipe bags, they had different pipe bags, totally different to what men's pipes had as pipe bags. And here I have got some for you, brought some for you. This one is one that is made by intermontane tribes, so the Crows maybe, or one plateau region. This is made approximately 1980, something around this. This is a reproduction. It's pipe bags in this designs were made by the Sioux groups or the Northern Cheyenne. And you also see this quill work on the fringes. It's also very typical for these groups. Here I've got a bag for you. That's Plains Cree, approximately 1890, and the designs on the bags, sometimes they are the same and sometimes they are different. And this is not uncommon, but when you look in a museum catalog, you just, or in a museum exhibition, you just mainly will just see one side of the bag. And then this one is also like the Sioux groups or the Northern Cheyenne groups. It's a similar design. This too. They are approximately designed around 1880 to 1900. This is also a reproduction of the Southern Cheyenne. They did a lot of beadwork with these strips. Really, they really can see these lanes in beadwork. This is also a bag, Southern Cheyenne. You also see these lines. They really love that in their beadwork. And here you have a beaded bag from the Blackfoot Nation. It's approximately from 1980. And these are beaded totally different. This is the lane stitch, these and these and these. And this one is it's an overlay stitch. You take a string of beads and then just cover it up, sew it down the whole string. In the lane stitch you will put 8 beads or so and go through the leather, come out again, and then take another 8 beads and so. And this one is also a Cheyenne style, but an earlier one, not a very early, but an earlier one. The Cheyenne used or got these 11/0 beads approximately 1850, 1860, something around this. And for very early, this design is an early one, but for the 1840s, the beads would be not an 11/0, but they would be an 8/0, so or 8/0 or 9/0, and for the later time, later than 1850, it would be an 10/0 or an 11/0 size. And this blue is called the Baltimore blue. Here you have it too. And these blues and the whites and this kind of red, this red is a white inside bead. They were very early beads. And when Baltimore, no, Lewis and Clark, Baltimore blue, but Lewis and Clark went to the west, and when they came to the very wide west, they met the beads. The beads were arrived before them, because there were a lot of old trade routes going through the whole continent for items like dentalium or paints and so on. So these beads were also traded among the Native American tribal people much before the white people themselves came. Yeah, if you like this video and you maybe want to see more, then subscribe my channel, and I would be happy if you would leave a comment or you would like it. Thank you.